Podcast.
Hey,
Hello,
guys.
everyone. We're both talking on both ends.
Yeah, we are. It's Ramble.
It's a ramble.
It's a ramble.
It's a ramble. Oh, Lois is like, I don't like it when you do that. Oh,
Yeah.
Daddy's home. Hi, babe.
Literally, instead of like you in your head, you're thinking like, you know, Desi Arnaz is gonna walk in and be like, "Honey, I'm home," and Jared's like, "Hello."
Hey.
Wow.
Hello. You guys, I have some fantastic I don't get it.
Wait, I'm excited. And also, Lauren,
Rattle them off.
from our last podcast, you said that you came up with a couple I don't get it.
Yeah, so start us off while they're
I
fresh.
actually would love to hear those from our Monster-in-Law podcast.
Well, no, it wasn't really about the monster-in-law thing or anything. It was just basically why bring if you're asked to bring something to a party, bring 3 times the amount you needed. I know I've said this a million times, so that's just what my I don't get it was off the cuff.
You know what?
When I heard that girl say that.
You know what? I don't get based off that. When you do bring something to a party and
then nobody touches it.
I was gonna say, and typically it's something that you actually want to consume,
Yeah.
right? You're like, this is for me, and then the host takes it and just puts it away, and you never see it that
you're
night.
like,
And you're
I
like,
know.
I brought that for me.
Yeah, that happens.
I don't get that.
Well, then there's some people. Well, yeah, I was at a friend's house a couple of weeks ago, and I brought over like dessert for everyone, and well, they didn't put it out.
That's what I mean. That's
Yeah,
exactly
so
what I
it
mean.
gets and then I put it out.
Yeah,
You put it out. You wouldn't grab it.
I
I
grabbed
bought this
it.
for me.
I brought this for us to have tonight. And that's because it wasn't a party; it was a week, just a hang, like a friend hang.
right. But still, if
If you guys knew the friend that I was talking about, you'd be like, "Oh, that makes total sense."
Oh, I want to know.
I wish I knew.
Can you mouth it to us?
No, you guys know.
mouth it?
Mouth it.
It'll.
Mouth it.
It'll
I can't.
uh-huh.
read.
Yeah, I got you.
Wait,
I
how
got
did you
I
get
got
it through
you.
the computer and I couldn't get it? Wait, do it again. Do it again. I can't get it.
Okay, moving on.
Wait, I don't get reading lips either. Can we just talk about that? I don't get reading lips.
this is your time to live then, because no one can read lips anymore.
It's so hard to do, and some people are like, "Oh, that's what they said." And I'm
What do
like,
you
"How did
mean this is your time to
know?"
live? Nobody reads lips anymore.
Yeah, what?
Because you have a mask on, you psycho.
Oh, duh.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
How many of you are forgetting? I'm not. I actually was in the habit of taking a mask everywhere, and now I'm out of the habit, and I just forget.
You forget it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we call people on here, I think like, oh my God, it's so weird that I don't need to put a mask on.
Oh,
like
really?
I'm thinking, oh shit, but I'm about to talk to the camera.
Right.
That's what I think every time.
I know this is not
Well,
a
we
complaint.
still don't know. Who knows? Tomorrow we might find out the virus transmits through Zoom. We have no idea. This thing is very malleable. It does whatever it wants.
I know that like people are going to be like mad at me and be like, Ashley, there are more important things than your makeup. But let me just vent a second. Like it's like the mask and makeup, man. It's the worst.
Wait, I love it because
what? Because you don't have to put makeup on. But what if you do put makeup on?
I do have makeup on a lot, and I took it off, and you know how you see all the makeup, you see your lipstick,
Yeah, it's
and
the
everything.
worst.
Yeah, but I look at it and I'm like, this is proof that makeup is for women, and we don't wear it for anyone else but ourselves.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's proof that it's for us.
Because then it's like if I'm going to dinner with Jared and I want to look pretty, then it's like half of it's gone by the time I take my mask off and sit down.
It is annoying because obviously you want to reuse your mask, and I have the Discover Night Silk ones, which I'm sorry, low key dry. They're my favorite, but I have to wash them all the time.
Yeah.
because-
Well, I read a study. It's not a study. They say that you should wash your mask the way you wash your underwear.
That's
So
what. Yeah.
every
that's
time
what
you
a
wear
lot of
it,
people do.
you have to just
yeah.
wash it.
That's why I get a pack of like 1 million disposables. I just grab a new one every single
So
day.
not eco-friendly of you, Lauren.
It's so
Yeah.
good for my skin.
Yeah, well,
so
it's terrible for the environment. So.
you know what? Fuck off. 'Cause you know what? I care about the zits on my chin a lot. Okay.
I know.
Literally.
the
And
amount of
hospitals
plug
use
pores.
them all the time. So
I know. Okay, so let me get to my list now because they're fun. Sleeping, you guys. Truly, how weird is it that like you put your head on the pillow and then something happens that you're awake and then you're asleep?
I know.
Like where? And you're not even aware of the process. It's just like what? And then I know your brain doesn't turn off, but basically for the simplification of talking about this, it's like, Oh, I'm awake. Oh, no, not anymore.
Yeah, you shut down. I always think about
Turn
like
off.
it's literally like us charging. It's literally like being plugged into the wall.
Kind of.
Like you have to get in a bed and like get plugged into a wall so you can operate.
But it's weird because like I can be like totally alert on the, and I know that a lot of people like have insomnia and they don't fall asleep easily or whatnot. But like for just me, I can be on the couch completely digesting a show, a storyline, and then 5 minutes later I get horizontal, and I'm gone.
Yeah. You know what's funny too? It's like when when you're in bed and you're like, your body's like nodding off and you should go to bed, but you're like, oh, I gotta watch this. Like I want to watch this real quick just so I can finish it.
Oh, yeah.
And your body's like, no, and you're just like not, and your eyes keep closing.
Yeah.
It's like your
Isn't that
body
a
being
good
like,
feeling?
It's actually
it feels so cozy. Like
It is cozy unless you actually really want to watch the show.
Wait, this is such a good. I don't get it, but yeah, if you really want to watch a show, it's annoying. But your body's like, no. It is time. It is time to charge.
Yeah, it's time.
That's so
you're
funny.
It's nice. You're not
you
dying,
don't have
but you
to
know
like,
what I mean.
It's a good feeling because you don't have to like make yourself fall asleep. Your eyes are already doing it. You know it's going to be a good sleep when your eyes are already closing before you're ready for them to close.
It's so our body is such a big. I don't.
This
get
brings
it.
me to another. I don't get it. I had written down. I don't get showering in the morning because showers make me so sleepy. So last week I had to shower in the morning, like actually wash my hair because I was disgusting. So I had to do it in the morning. And I swear to God, I almost fell asleep at the wheel. I swear to God.
First of all, I didn't even know that you shower. You're like I've only ever known you to bathe. I didn't even know you
Unfortunately,
shower.
Hunter doesn't have a bathtub. So
Whoa, that's like game changer for you.
Yeah, I can't even imagine Lauren standing up.
But actually,
I've never been dirtier because I don't like the shower.
Wait, but I was also thinking Lauren really only needs the tub like when her anxiety's high over a guy anyway. So I guess how symbolic that a tub in your life was taken away from you now that you're in a secure relationship.
You're right. The only thing it's really good for is when I have period cramps. I need to sit in like a boiling hot tub.
Sit in it.
You guys, Lauren used to like get in the tub and have like a seance with herself when when a guy wasn't texting her back, and then she'd like cry over the side of the tub.
That's the only way.
That's genius. I think that's a great way to cope.
I agree. You get water all over your face, so then your tears will blend in with the water, and then your stomach won't hurt because it's in the nice hot tub.
Yeah, that's a great.
And then if you have to take a nervous shit, the toilet's right there.
Yeah.
Oh God! And then you'd get back in there with your poopy butt.
Yep.
Ew. Great self-care though. It's really good self-care if you're feeling down. But back to Lauren, what was your I don't get it originally just now?
Just taking showers in the morning.
Yeah. Okay, I was going to say I love showers. Sometimes I take 2 showers a day, but taking a cold shower in the morning every morning will wake you up. So I think you probably took a really hot shower.
No.
A cold one is literally like having drinking a cup of coffee.
I don't
It's because you want to
I
get
highly recommend it. I highly recommend. It's like literally the secret to life. It's like what Wim
But then you
Hof
get
does.
so cold that you come out and all you want to do is run back into bed.
Yeah,
no,
so then
you
I'm
get a nice towel and
No.
you're like refreshing. You're like awake. You're like alert.
Maybe if your like house is maybe during the summer, sure, but like I can't imagine getting out and it being like, say, I think I don't know why when I think of the winter, I think of like my in-laws' house being set to like literally, you guys, like 63 degrees.
Well, that's me.
It's horrible.
That's
so then I
me.
get out and then I'm like, I can't move because
Yeah.
when I'm
Yeah.
when I'm cold, I have a hard time. It's like the opposite of what they say. I have a hard time getting motivated when I'm cold because I can't think
Me
about
too.
anything other than being cold and
Yeah.
like I'm stiff.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I hate when it dropped like literally 10 degrees
Oh my God,
in LA
that's what
this
I mean.
weekend,
Like, my
and no
feeties are
one's
so
outside.
cold right now.
And I was eating outside, obviously
Yeah.
at a restaurant, and I was just shaking, and I was like, I have to go. Like
Yes.
you're just shaking and miserable. But I don't know. I like cold showers in the morning. I get it.
So my favorite shower, I think, my favorite shower is either when I'm freezing and I need to go in and defrost and I think of myself
Yes,
being
I love a
frosty.
defrost.
Yeah.
No. What I think
like
about
Frosty
myself,
the
no.
Snowman?
I think about the old school Campbell soup commercial when the kid comes in as a snowman.
Yeah, I never
and then
saw this one.
It's classic.
I have to watch it.
Oh my God. You'll know it when you see it. And then he
Okay.
starts having Campbell's and then he defrosts right there at the kitchen table.
And then he's a boy.
And then he's a boy. That's
Wait,
what
that's
I
so
feel like every
cool.
time I'm in the shower after I'm being cold. But I also love the feeling of like if you haven't if you're a little gross and you've taken like 2 days and you didn't shower in 2 days, like you
Yeah.
skipped.
Yeah.
Like you skipped 2 days.
Well, people are
instead of
skipping
one.
like 5. I mean, we're in a pandemic.
Oh, people are skipping.
People are showering once a week now. I bet. Who knows?
Okay, so say your hair is really dirty and you skip 2 days of showering, and then you shower during the day and you get out with clean hair and like you feel cleaner than ever.
Yeah.
That's a great feeling.
Greatest feeling.
And then another great feeling is just when you work out and then you shower.
No, the best feeling in the world is working out, doing your laundry, sheets and towels, getting in the shower, and then getting into clean PJs and clean
And then going
sheets,
to bed.
And then going to bed when your eyes just close on you.
Yeah, but when do you ever go through that process? When do you work out?
What I do, I literally every week I get that feeling.
No, when do you
That's
work
like a once
out
a week
that close
thing.
to bed?
Oh, but that could be during the day too, or on a
okay.
Saturday, Sunday doing errands. But I was just going to ask you guys, because you were saying you don't like cold showers, but when you take out the hair mask or conditioner, isn't it always in freezing water? So aren't you always ending your showers when you wash your hair in cold?
No, I don't properly do that.
Oh, I do that to keep the shine in my hair.
I mean,
so
I'm not
always
saying
leave
I
the shower
don't do that. I
freezing.
know that's what you're supposed to do. So sometimes I'll do that, but
Yeah.
I do not often.
Lauren, hairdresser.
Hairdresser, it's too uncomfortable for me.
Guys, what?
You're just
So
a person
good for
who
your
likes
hair.
cold.
But how does the
shit.
conditioner even come out with hot hair? It comes out so much better with cold hair.
It comes out just fine.
Really?
It comes out the same way. You're just closing your cuticle to keep your conditioner in your hair with the cold water.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, science.
You're welcome.
Have you guys gotten your Rothy's yet?
No, do we
talking
get to
you
pick?
out there. I'm talking to you out there.
Sorry.
I think you'd think that
No, not yet.
you guys would. She's like, I'm getting a new pair in January. No, listen, you guys out there, if you haven't gotten your Rothy's yet, I don't know if you're ever going to listen to me, but this is another chance that I have to have your attention for the next couple minute, 30 seconds or so, to convince you to buy a pair of Rothy's. If not for you, the shoe lover in your life, the person that wears flats to work, around the house, on date night, at girls' night, anywhere. And it's not just for your shoe lover friends or your shoe lover self. It is for
Your shoe lover self.
your shoe lover self. It is for you guys
People who like
also love
purses.
purses.
Yeah.
And not just bags and purses, but also the person who's very eco-friendly in your life, because Rothy's is made from recycled water bottles. They're the eco-conscious gift that you should have on your list this year. And it's not just that they have made all their items from repurposed plastic water bottles and marine plastic, but it's also because they have over 3,000 near perfect reviews. That's insane. These shoes have no break-in period. They will not cut up the back of your ankle. Glamour says it's one of the gift ideas that you can't go wrong with. You guys, free shipping and free returns on eligible items, so you can gift without worry. And remember that this is a gift that is doing the planet well. They have transformed nearly 70 million water bottles into beautiful shoes, handbags, and face masks.
It's
and
insane.
they're totally machine washable.
It's insane. So, guys, check out all the amazing shoes, bags, and masks available right now at rothys.com/getit. That's Rothys, ROTHYS.com/getit. Style and sustainability meet to create your new favorite shoe. So head on over to rothys.com/getit right now.
Well, on a related note, hibernation, guys.
Oh, like polar bears?
Isn't like what we thought it was as a children.
Oh, no?
Hibernation, bears don't actually go to sleep for 6 months. Their body, their metabolism just works differently. They're still alive, they're still awake. Their body is just running off of what they stored.
Oh, they're not sleeping.
They're just not hunting?
No.
They're just not
No,
hunting.
they're in a cave, though, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that
I
what we
imagine
know?
them being in a cave.
They're
too.
not in a-
Wait, why are we so fucking dumb?
Wait, why do we think
what?
that they like go and find caves in the
Because
middle of like
we got an education
Great
here.
Falls, Virginia?
Their
Falls,
metabolism
Virginia.
just slows down, so they don't need to go find food.
Okay, so they can just
But they're
like,
awake.
They're
awake.
fasting.
They're not asleep.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, so then they should
Yeah.
just call it a fast. Well, we know this because bears, they eat so much and then they just feed
Yeah.
off the fat in their stomach. They should just call it a long fast.
This is
Yeah.
funny because I brought up hibernation because I thought that they were like just going to go and sleep for like 3 or 4 months.
Lauren, are we sure? Where did you get this information
I
from?
got this information because I saw it somewhere and then I researched it and I was like, wow, I'm a fucking idiot.
You could just say you got it on TikTok. We know.
I got on TikTok.
Did you
Wait.
really?
I got on TikTok, but then I really looked it up.
I have a Nature Naz fun animal fact.
Okay.
You guys know
Okay.
how I get obsessed with different animals. So obviously bison's my number 1. Octopus is number 2. I love flamingos. So recently I learned that there are more fake flamingos in the world than there are real flamingos.
You mean the things we put in the lawn?
Yeah, and especially coming from Florida. I mean, this you're basically hearing this from an expert. So there are 950,000 real flamingos in the world, and there are over millions of plastic flamingos in the world. And you know how they stand on one leg, which obviously is like so cool, but it bends. You would think that is their knee, but it's actually their ankle.
What?
I know, isn't that interesting? And that
Well,
is your Nature Naz animal fact of the day.
That's their ankle?
That's
so
their
then you're
ankle.
telling me that the foot is also standing up
I mean,
constantly?
I don't know how it all goes down. I don't know why God did that, but like that's their ankle.
All right, very interesting.
Did you
Google
find
it.
your love from octopus or octopi by
My
that
octopus teacher?
document?
No.
Yeah.
So I was always
Okay.
obsessed with octopus. So actually, very interesting journey with octopus. Love this journey for me. Octopus was my favorite food, and so I'd always like
squid.
octopus.
Different.
Yeah, I like eating octopus.
You like octopus better.
Yeah,
than
like
squid.
I-
you don't like calamari. Like you
no,
think
calamari is octopus and squid.
No, I thought that was just squid.
No, it is just squid.
I thought
Just
it was
kidding.
just octopus.
No,
Oh
calamari,
no, calamari
is
is just squid. It's fried squid, but I loved octopus.
Okay, yeah, because that's like a different delicacy.
Yeah, I loved it. It's like so good. Anyway, so I'd always like think about it, and then I don't know. I just started thinking about how they have 3 hearts and how they're so smart and how they basically have the intelligence of like a 13-year-old or like a dog.
But yeah, your favorite food.
And it was my favorite food, and I don't know, they're just so like the way they've been able to adapt and they can camouflage for their species is just so highly intellect, and the fact that like so many aliens we see in pop culture are like based on the look of octopuses. And then I shared that story with you guys. Remember that a friend told me of a marine biologist where the fed his octopus like shrimp, and the octopus, and then went back down the hallway, made a right, sat at his
right.
computer chair,
Yeah.
and then the octopus got out of the tank, like went down the hallway and threw him one of the bad shrimp that he like fed him, and then walked right back into his
Right,
tank.
this wives' tale.
And
that
then,
you like.
well, I think it's real. And then that really changed my life. I was like, I don't think I should eat these things anymore. I think they're amazing. So now I don't eat them anymore.
Okay, well, that's like me and pigs. You know, I'm not saying that I'm totally
Pigs
off
have
pig,
feelings.
but people talk about how pigs, you know, have the emotional intelligence of a 3-year-old. So I have eliminated so much pig in my life.
Wow.
I maybe have it once a month.
I don't even eat pig. I have turkey bacon.
Yeah, and like
Instead
the
of
only thing that
pig
kind of gets
bacon.
me is when people order pepperoni pizza. Like I'm not going to not eat the pepperoni pizza.
Right. Totally.
It's
That's
somewhere the
understandable.
pepperoni comes from a pig. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like
It
it comes from a
doesn't
cow.
think-
Seems like a pig thing to me.
You know, a hot dog has always been a big I don't get it
Did
to
you
me.
know that
like,
hot dogs are actually, most of them are beef? And I always thought they were pig.
Yeah, me too.
So now I just buy beef ones because
The
for
Hebrew
some reason
National?
I'm okay with.
Ballpark beef
Fuck
drink.
the cows, but the pigs, we
Yeah.
got to save all the pigs in
Yeah.
the world. Hot dogs were always such an anomaly to me growing up. I'm like, what is this thing? Like,
Well,
what is
everybody's
it? What's
wondered that.
in it? Like, I never knew, and I never even questioned it. I just ate them.
What, you just ate them? I mean,
just ate them and I
because
never
just eat
questioned what I
them
was
and live
eating.
your life. They're yummy.
I know, but like, okay, so you're at you guys are at a barbecue. They're obviously making cheeseburgers
I
and
eat
hot
both.
dogs. You get
Always
both,
both,
obviously,
yeah.
right?
I only get hot dogs.
Lauren's always been a hot
you
dog
don't even
person.
get it, but a homemade cheeseburger.
They're not as good as, you know, our
What?
smash burgers around here, but they are
think they're
delightful.
so fire.
Just put some onion inside of it and like garlic and roll it up. A little A1 steak sauce in there.
remember when I used to call them Al steak
You guys, I'm
sauce?
starving.
I used to-
Al steak
yeah,
sauce.
I literally up
I
until
thought
a
it
couple
was
years
Al's
ago,
too,
I thought
I
it was
think.
Al steak
I think so.
sauce.
Someone
Someone was like,
so.
A1 steak sauce.
Yeah. Lauren,
Anyways.
why you look distracted?
Yeah. Who are you
I have a
texting?
joke for you guys if you want to hear a joke.
Okay.
Okay.
What did the one hat say to the other hat that was sitting on the shelf?
I don't know.
You wait here. I'll go ahead.
Oh,
I'll go on ahead.
ahead. I like that. Do you guys want to hear two?
I'm a little distracted by how hungry I am right now.
Oh my
It's
god!
getting
Ashley,
I'm like getting a hunger
Pay
pain.
attention. Can I? Do you guys want to hear two short jokes and a long one?
Yeah.
Joke.
Oh, no.
No way, that's bad.
Guys, it's so funny. What do you mean? That's so funny.
Don't use that on a date.
I have, and
funny.
that's
You're like, I already have.
You have?
That's probably why my track record
Okay,
is
wait,
just
Naz,
so
are you open to talking
grossy.
about any dating right now?
I mean, sure.
I think we should talk about why Naz hasn't been talking about dates.
I haven't talked about dates. I told you I'm taking it.
Did we tell them?
Yeah, I said
Yeah.
after the Sutress, which I'm sorry, Ashley, was the most public display of me dating in the world.
I'm not
Most
denying
people
that.
wouldn't do that. I sort of wanted to go the other way, and I want
Yeah,
to pull a Taylor Swift, and
there was-
I'm private now. And
You
I
don't want to talk about the moment that a guy listened to the podcast, guys.
Oh, that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll share that.
I thought we
Okay.
talked about that.
No, I
No,
never
I
shared
don't think
about
so.
that. So, I had went on a date. I will share about this because a little time has gone by. I went on a date after Sutress. I was dating, and if all our listeners remember, we had Caitlin Bristow on the podcast, and we obviously asked Caitlin about when she met Jason, and I brought up a couple things about recently going on a date and how this person he was great, but I didn't know how. I didn't know how long you're supposed to wait for the spark because I didn't feel the spark at first. And I also sort of vented, I get really passionate. I vented about, just like when guys ask you out on a second date, on the actual date. And I was like, ugh, I hate when they do that. And so this person had done that. And so I had a date planned the day after the podcast. When I was sharing about the podcast, it had already been a week since the first date. So podcast comes out. It's literally, our podcast drop, I guess, Sunday night or Monday technically. And like within hours of it being out, I get a text from the person I was going on a date with saying, hey, I was looking forward to tomorrow. I'm paraphrasing. I don't know if this is exactly the words, but, heard you talk about me on the podcast. And so, yeah, I'm canceling our date tomorrow, basically. And of course, I felt terrible. Like I felt so guilty. I even edited the podcast. Like some of what I said was taken out because I just, to be honest, it wasn't like really bad. Looking back, I'm like, oh man, like this guy should have like still given me a chance. It's not like I said, he's a terrible person, but I guess, if someone says like they didn't feel it right away, how long do you wait? It's a totally understandable situation. I felt so low. I was so upset. And yes, Ashley, you're right. That happened after Sutress. And I think that was the moment where I was like, it was just so hard because I'm so open and transparent and vulnerable. And it was such a part of who I am, especially on this podcast, is like sharing the dating journey. But I also, as you know, really wanted to work with someone. And so I'm just going to take the rest of the year and see what happens and obviously update people as things happen. But I'm actually very happily single. And through some experiences I've had this year, I've learned that as much as I say out loud that I want a boyfriend tomorrow, actually do not. I think I just want a companion because it's 2020 and like, it's if you're single and you're listening to this, like it is such a lonely year. Like it's just you're always alone and it's so hard to like even when you hang out with friends, it's not like they're with you all the time. So it would be so nice to have someone, but I am single. I am 30. I am thriving. I am loving dating and yeah, I feel really good right now and that is my Naz update.
And that being said, now will you tell us about what's been going on recently?
No, I just said I will come back and share.
Do you get nervous, Naz? Do you wake up and you think, God damn it, I have this date, or are you excited?
No, I am so excited. I think I'm like, I don't know. I just feel really good at like where I am in my life right now. And I think anyone that comes in my life would be an addition to it and not like something I need. But I think another lesson I've learned this year is to not put pressure on things to happen tomorrow. Guess what? Ding dong, ding dong, ding. It's the holidays.
Was that a Christmas thing?
Yeah. Did I nail it? Because I'm kind of tone deaf, so I don't know if that was gonna work or not. So whatever. That was it is the holidays, little soundtrack. And you know what the holidays means? It means, spending money you don't have on other people instead of yourself. So because we are obligated to do that every year, we thought we would tell you guys about honestly the greatest gift that keeps on giving. So we know that subscription boxes basically popped up like a couple years ago. And I think it's such a great gift because somebody gets something every month or whatever subscription you subscribe to. And it really really is the gift that keeps on giving. And so there's this website now called Crate Joy, and it's basically the world's first and only subscription box marketplace. So you can shop over thousands of unique boxes and gifts for just about anything you can imagine. They have like a book lovers one, and I got my brother like this comic book mystery one. So he gets like a cool mystery comic every time. Well, he's going to get it on Christmas. Hopefully he doesn't listen to this. But anyways, such a good idea, right?
It's such a good idea. It's like opening up a gift multiple times a year that feels like it was put together specifically for you. We're going through their website now, and I just want to list off some of the wide array of boxes you can choose from. And each of these divisions that I'm going to read off, there are other subdivisions. So truly there is a gift for anybody in your life here. There's women, men, kids, self-care and wellness, beauty, books, food, geek and gaming, fitness, art and culture, pets, home, novelty, and there's even more than that. So you guys go onto their website, get browsing. It's very fun.
Yeah, because you can find something that's totally unique and just personalized for literally anyone you're shopping for. And like, isn't it just so fun to like open a present or get a present every month? That's like the best feeling.
Yeah, and you know how like sometimes you'll have subscription boxes and you're like, oh, well, I love like those 2 items, like the 2 makeup items that come in it, but I don't really need the fitness items. Like I have that down pat, right? And it ends up becoming like clutter, or you give it away to somebody else. And with this, you know that you're going to like all the items in there. Like if somebody got me a makeup box, like I'm going to use all the makeup in there.
Exactly.
There's still time to find the perfect gift for everyone on your list. You can shop thousands of subscription boxes all in one place and get 30% off your first box when you sign up at cratejoy.com/getit. That's right. Sign up today at cratejoy.com/getit to get 30% off your first box and shop Crate Joy's holiday specials. Crate Joy, get joy delivered right to your door.
Yeah, I think another great lesson that I've learned this year is that I think what happened is that when people turn 30, when a woman turns 30, and I don't want to speak for all people out there or women out there. Actually, it doesn't matter. Whoever you are, whatever you identify as, when you turn 30, there's a certain stigma like, oh shit, like a lot of my friends are in relationships. Like, should I have one right away? I think it's like the societal pressure that existed in the back of my head that I didn't really realize. When really, like, I really love my freedom in my life. Like if someone came to me tomorrow and was like, all right, I'm ready, lock it down. I think I'm not even kidding you guys. I think I'd actually be like, oh shit, like there's probably all these guys out there that I could be like hooking up with right now.
So now you understand the psyche of a lot of males.
Exactly.
Like, oh, shit. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just good with letting things happen organically and just letting it flow, and whatever the universe brings me, it'll bring me. And yeah, I'll update you guys maybe later this year on like some other stuff that's happened, but that's probably really it.
So you're going to take it like quarter by quarter?
No rules. It's like more like day by day. Like we'll see what happens.
Okay,
I moved into a new apartment. I feel like there's a really big shift in the energy now, and yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, it's been so long since you've moved places. Different quarter.
Yeah.
So our listeners shouldn't expect a date by date analysis from Naz anymore.
Not for now. But who knows? You know, maybe I'll feel differently tomorrow. Okay. Well, how do you feel about like not knowing about Taylor's life all the time?
I wish I knew more.
Yeah, but how much happier do you think Taylor is like not sharing stuff?
I don't know.
Probably so much happier, right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm sure she's just happier also because she doesn't have anything really dramatic to share.
Going on.
Yeah,
that's a relief in that. Yeah.
Do we think she's married? Also, I just do have to say, in my moments where I do feel lonely and sad, Ashley will send me a Harry Styles text. So
I give her the highest of standards.
He really is just so perfect.
I mean, what did he do a couple weeks ago?
So I guess Harry Styles, this was actually a month ago.
Yeah, that's what I mean. A couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Harry got a flat tire. I don't know if you guys saw on Instagram, and like some some gentleman let him in the house, like to use the phone, and his.
Why did he need to use a phone? What's wrong with his phone?
I don't know.
I don't know. This is like
This
a why. This is like I would know why. This is like a folk tale.
Or maybe
This is purely false.
This is like Harry was like, "Excuse me, Mike. One Harry Styles' car is breaking down on the side of the road."
yeah.
He got a flat tire.
Wait, was this the story? Am I saying the correct
you're right.
thing?
No, this
Okay.
is correct.
Wait.
This is fan fiction.
Wait, Lauren goes, this is purely false.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Like, we don't know. Nobody fact checked this shit.
This is 100% like what we would have a daydream about. It's like he breaks down the side of the road.
Yeah.
And then your dad lets him in.
And then he
feeds
feeds
your
your
fish.
fish and leaves you a note and says, your dad's amazing. I fed the fish. Love Harry Styles. Are you fucking
but didn't
kidding
he say
me?
like something like, I'd love to see you next
Oh,
time?
so no, he's like, sorry we missed each other. Can you imagine? Can you fucking imagine?
You guys, even my mom
I'm getting
sent
a fish tomorrow.
My mom sent us a Harry Styles TikTok today. Like,
Stop.
my mom like is
Your
like,
mom's on the TikTok
She's like, I
game.
love this. I said.
Harry Styles really brings people together. I was at the nail salon and the woman was like, oh, what is this music? The woman working there. And I was like, please put on something else, like anything, but basically just put on Harry Styles. And the girl next to me, she goes, yes, just put on Harry Styles.
Just put on Harry
And then
Styles.
we just started chatting and I'm like, Harry Styles brings people together. No one can argue with that.
No,
I
it's
agree.
so true.
He makes the world go around. We had so much fun at his concert. I'm sad that we can't go to concerts or his concert anytime soon, but
Hopefully his car will break down again.
yeah. Hopefully it's in Virginia.
Okay, so I got another one. People who don't care. Okay, so people might think that like Lauren and I are OCD or whatnot, like mildly obsessive, or actually probably just superstitious for doing this. But the radio volume or the TV volume always has to be on an even number.
Yes.
So I
love
don't
this
get
about you
people
guys.
who don't think that it should be on an even number.
What do you mean? Like, what does it matter what
It
why,
does.
Why
Something
does-
bad is going to happen to
Let's
my
break this
family
down.
if somebody puts it on 17.
Let's break this down. What's your first memory of doing that? Did you get this
early.
from your parents? Like, where did this come from?
Mom is so reckless. She'll put on like 23.
Yes.
23 is Michael Jordan's number. It's incredible. It's like literally the greatest number of all
I
time.
can't. And even if the 23,
But
if we're gonna
Ashley,
use that
you're
as an
older,
example,
so did you start this and then Lauren took it? Like, where did this come
no,
from?
I think
What
it's
is the
developed
birth of it?
separately. But can I just say that if you do put it on 23, even if it's the perfect amount of volume, and 24 is a little too high and 22 is a little too low,
Right.
you got to keep it on 20. You can't keep it on 23. Or you know what I mean? You can't keep it on 23. You're going to have to go higher or lower.
Yeah, my TV's kind of fucked up because my shit's always on 80 or 100.
Yeah,
in order
that's
for me
weird.
to
It's a
hear
weird
it.
scale.
So that's a weird scale, or my ears are like burnt out
No,
from
I'm sure
like
it's a weird scale.
from being a producer in podcasts. That's weird, right? That it has to be that high.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
not like
yours does
unheard
have to
of.
go high.
I've heard of
Also,
that
I
before.
think it's maybe. Actually, I don't really know.
Is
Never
it like a
mind.
setting or my TV or is it me?
No.
I think it's a setting, and I think it may be because you don't have like speakers around you.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay.
But anyways, yeah. So I get it. I think a lot of people get that, but I think it is very polarizing. You're either one way or the other. Obviously, you're going to either die if it's on 23, or it really doesn't matter.
Well, Lizzie came over yesterday and she said it has to be on a
Or
multiple
5.
of 5.
Yeah.
So it's got to be like 15, 20. Like that's a
like
big
5.
big range.
Yeah, and those are all odd, right? Or no?
Well, that's fine.
No,
She just
they're
needs to need
not.
multiples of 5.
Five multiples of
Naz
5 are
goes,
so.
"No, they're not."
Multiples of 5 are confusing.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
That's the easiest
Easy
math there is.
No, I'm saying, of course, not like computing it mentally. It's
of
more
course, but maybe.
like, of course, 5 is odd, but 5 plus 5 is 10, which is even.
Yeah, that
but
is
then
weird.
5 is odd,
Yeah,
but
it
then
is
it's
weird.
even.
Yeah, I
Oh
get
well, I
it.
guess it's like odd than even than odd than
Yeah.
even. I will say. You guys skew more towards even. I
yeah.
actually skew more towards odd numbers.
It's very strange.
Especially in design and fashion. It's like if something's hanging, I think there should be 3. I think 3 or 5 of something is more interesting than like 2 or 4 of something. I think if you have like a shirt and jeans on, you should add like a third piece, like a jacket.
get what you're talking about with
living in.
design.
I just love living in the odd.
Okay.
And
I
number
think it's-
one is amazing. Like I love number one.
No,
and
odd is a good design thing because it's more interesting to the eye for sure. But like with numbers in general, I like even because that's why it's like now this is a little sad. Everybody has a pair. Everybody has a partner.
Ashley, that's so beautiful.
Oh, thanks. But I think
really
that's why Lauren
sweet.
likes even too.
I never thought of it.
Oh, really? Oh,
It's like no numbers lonely.
I think it started out with like even classes in elementary school because if it was an odd number, then somebody would have to like partner up with a 3. Like that way somebody would be the odd man out.
Yeah, or like if you're on a field trip and you have to have a buddy.
Yeah.
That's the worst. Well, you always sat next to your mom.
I did. I always
You would have your mom.
my mommy.
I didn't mean it like in a mean
No,
way.
I know.
No, I know.
I know, you guys. I'm terrified. I was watching Mrs. Fletcher on HBO
Oh,
yesterday.
Mrs.
Oh, I
Fletcher's
love
a great
Mrs.
show.
Fletcher.
Great
Wait,
show.
you guys, hold on the phone for a second.
It's a great show. It
Literally,
came
no
out
one
last
talked
year.
about this show, and now both of you have apparently watched it.
I watched it with mom in one day. It was so good.
It's really good.
Nobody has talked about this show.
Well, first of all, it came out last year when a lot of shit was out. I think it was like right when Game of Thrones was, and I don't remember the exact time, but so much came out, like Disney Plus launch and all this stuff that like Mrs. Fletcher just ran under the radar.
okay, so I passed by on La Cienega this billboard of her, and
Yeah,
whenever
that's
I see it,
still up because
Yeah,
it came
it's
out a
still
year ago
up.
because of the pandemic.
Oh, that's why it's still
The
up?
one across from the Beverly
yeah,
Center.
it's like for your consideration billboard.
right.
So
for the Emmys. That's
yeah,
why
for
it
the
was.
Emmys.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, well, that show looks like it looks like my kind of show just based on the billboard. It's just like a
Right.
woman in bed on the computer, and
Yeah.
it's what's her name from all the rom coms.
Yeah, I always forget her name, but she's so.
I think her name's
she's-
Catherine something.
Yeah.
So, and I always like her her projects. So I was like, okay, that looks like a girly show. I'll watch this because I had the laziest weekend of all time.
Right.
So I'm watching it, and I was thinking about how her son is just like, wants nothing to do with her. Just
Yeah.
doesn't give a crap,
Yeah.
like no sentimentality towards
Yeah.
like the mom's wishes
Yeah.
and I'm like,
And he's
this is-
going away to college and
I'm like-
having sex in his room.
Yes. I'm like, I've never been that teenager, right? I
Right.
always was like, I put my parents' feelings above anybody else's.
Yeah.
Like,
You really are the best daughter, I think. I'm not even kidding. Like,
I was
you
never
really
embarrassed
are.
by them. Like, I know we've talked about this a zillion times, but like, I was happy to go to dinner with them on the weekends rather than like hanging out with friends. And Lauren thought it was the most embarrassing shit ever. But I just thought about like how horrified I'll be if my kids aren't like that.
Oh my God,
they won't be. They probably won't be.
I pray that your kids are just like you because I feel like it'll break your
I know,
heart
it'd be
because
so sad.
because you weren't like that. For me, I would come from an understanding place, right? Like if my
Yeah.
kid's like "fuck you, mom," I'd be like, "Yeah, I told my mom to fuck herself."
Yeah,
too.
right?
But you're gonna be like, "Why don't you love me?"
So apparently,
You don't want to hang out with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Jared, like, and we talk about Emmy and like how we'll be like at dinner with Jane Tanner, and Jared's like, "Isn't it funny that one day she's like not gonna be able to stand you? Like she's gonna like say I hate you to you guys." And I was like, "Why would you ever say that?"
Wait, Jared said that to.
That's what they were saying, and then they're like, "Yeah, I know. It's like we have to like appreciate this time when like they just love us so
They
much."
love you, yeah.
And I'm like, "Wait a second, Jared." You like you say I hate you to your parents? And he said, yeah. And I was like, that's so heartbreaking.
Yeah,
Could you
I feel like
imagine
you
You are a
hearing
gem.
that?
You're a gem. I know. I don't feel like Jared did it.
Jared probably didn't do it often, and like his
And he thinks about it to this day and regrets it.
He probably
Exactly.
said that when he was like also like 11-year-old. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like a
And
a
knowing
teenager,
Jared,
but-
he probably ran in 3 hours later and was like, I'm sorry, Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I ran away from home. I was terrible. Lauren, so was it weird for you, Ashley, to see Lauren sort of talk back to your parents? I'm assuming you did, Lauren.
Oh yeah.
Who would you get in fights with more, your mom or your dad?
I don't think I really got in fights. I mean, they would
It's
just be
attitude.
it was attitude like you're literally failing school, and I found cigarettes and drugs in your backpack.
So they were just being parents.
She carried
So they were being
cigarettes
parents.
for other kids, or at least that's what you used to say.
Actually, that is a lie.
You used to smoke.
I'm holding it for someone else.
You
Fan
smoked
fiction.
cigarettes as
Purely
a teenager.
false.
I never inhaled. I just pretended.
I did. Doesn't everybody?
Jared and I have never had a cigarette.
Did you guys not watch Sex in the City growing up? Like, I was like, I want to be like
No,
Carrie.
I didn't watch Sex and the City until I was 18.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, I had we were going with Mrs. Fletcher, right?
Yeah,
Mrs.
no,
Fletcher.
I was just looking at her son.
Yeah.
And I was like
Oh,
sad
yeah,
about
okay.
like the way
Yeah.
her son just like doesn't care at all about like her feelings.
Why?
I just love the kid that she goes to school with.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
know.
obviously.
He's adorable.
Yeah.
He's so cute.
Yeah,
I think
good.
there's a second season coming out, and I will finish the first season.
I thought it was a limited
Her name
series,
is Catherine Hahn, by the way.
Yeah,
Okay.
Catherine Hahn.
Yeah.
I mean,
She's the girl. She's the bartender in Widow at Tad Hamilton.
Yeah.
so good.
I have an I don't get it real
What?
quick. I don't know if we've covered this or not. Do you guys change your tampon every time you go to the bathroom?
No, fuck that shit. Can't believe Maura does that.
This is
No, I
such
think a lot of people do.
Wait, this
Really?
is such a good I don't get it because I never want to, but
Yeah.
I'm so CD I get grossed out that there's pee on the string.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so I'm like, ew, I don't want this in me.
He is sterile.
If I, like-
Plus, hold the string.
Okay, what
up
about
above.
pooping? So you poop, you keep it
No,
in
I
because
understand.
sometimes it comes out a little
No,
bit.
I totally understand.
right?
If you-
When you're pushing, it does.
No, if you need to change your tampon after you poop, totally respect. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't do it, which is honestly even borderline to myself a little bit gross. But I do stick. This is so graphic. I'll take the string and I'll
Put it up.
put it
between
up
your
between
lips.
my lips. Yes, exactly,
Yeah.
so that it doesn't get touched.
Oh wow, that's a nice little space for it.
nice little
a nice little storage unit there.
storage. Okay, that's a good
so
question.
gross.
So, but you're concerned about your pee on it?
I just,
Pee doesn't gross me out at all. It's so
you know
sterile.
what pisses me off? Oh my god, Ashley,
Pisses
that's so
you off?
overheard. I like pee doesn't gross me out. Oh, it's so sterile. You know what pisses me off about myself is you guys know I got my period when I was 9. I'm 30 now. I've had my period for a century, and I still can't get the when it's which day to have light, which day to have regular, which day to have the super in. I never understand, and I still get confused. I'm like, L, does that mean large? I'm like, no,
Really?
it
It
means
means
light.
light.
I know it's
on,
been
Ash.
literally years. It's like I never just pay attention. It's if I would just take 5 minutes and sit down and be like, okay, this is it, then I'd be fine. But I'm too lazy to even do that. So I just guess and I waste tampons and I'm like, oh no, this
Yeah.
isn't the right one.
Yeah,
I'd almost rather leak than put an ultra up there and to be it too dry.
Right.
Oh,
Oh, my
of
God.
course.
There's nothing worse than having a dry one up there.
Oh, I remember the first time I used a tampon, or one of the first times, and I didn't have enough of a flow, and pulling that thing out, I was like, this is an umbrella. It came out as an umbrella, and I was like, there's nothing.
It was one of those that twists and then it opens like this.
Yes. Do you remember when you're younger and you're first learning how to use them, and then when you take them out, I remember tugging on that string and being so tense that it was my entire reproductive system
Yeah.
Oh
moved
my God.
down.
Yeah. It's the worst. It's like, come out. And then there's times still to this day where I'll take one out, and then you know how sometimes if you don't see a lot of blood on it, you're like,
Yeah.
I don't need to put another
Yeah,
one in
no.
right now.
Yeah,
exactly.
But then your period's like, fuck you, I'm gonna start bleeding 5 minutes from now.
Yep.
And then I'm like, and then I sit down and I'll forget. I'm like, is there one up there already? Did I put
I
one up there?
forget regularly
And then I'm like,
whether
I'm
I
trying
forgot.
to check, and it's a mess.
You guys,
it's a fucking mess.
Once a period, I have to put my finger up there to check to make sure that I didn't
That's what I'm
put two in
saying.
there.
That's what I'm saying. How long have we been doing this?
It's
You just
because
gotta,
it's-
you have to be so conscious when you're going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
You can't just be routine about it. It's not like driving a car. You got to be I am taking
I
it
am
out
taking it
now.
out. Yeah.
I am putting one in.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I mean. Is everything has to be very intentional, and I'm just
Yeah.
not with it.
Well,
I'm
it's
very
because-
very lazy with paying attention to all of it.
We're so used to it by now that it's second nature.
I
It
know.
almost is like driving a car, because you don't think when you're driving a car, brake. No,
Yeah.
your foot just knows
Exactly.
knows what to do.
But having your period is like driving a car that sometimes works and sometimes doesn't, because it's you never know what the flow is going to be. If only there was an
I
app
always
that would
know.
give
You don't know that the flow's going to be.
I guess remember how I got off of it ever
Yeah.
since our
Has
Dr.
it
Jolene
changed or
Brighton.
anything?
I will tell you that I've now been through my 3rd period off birth control. And it was rough.
Was it painful?
Not blood wise, not pain wise, hormone wise, and feeling and I was not feeling myself.
This is
I'm glad
so
your pain
interesting.
level was
But
normal.
yeah, but I'm so happy to be off birth control. I'm so glad Ashley introduced me to Dr. Jolene Bryan.
I was so scared, and I was going to have all these effects. And
my
I didn't
period's
have
been
anything.
fine. It's
Yeah.
been fine. But I think that should have been a full disclosure before I started this convo. I think that's also why I'm trying to figure it out again now, because it's a
Yeah.
different period.
Yeah, okay. It's a different period. Yeah, I understand that.
I forgot to share that.
wow, Jared just walked in, and I was like, this is even a little bit extra for him to be
So,
listening to.
Dinner last night was amazing.
No, we were talking about periods, baby.
So, yeah,
stuff you don't want to listen to.
Oh, I'll bring up a different I don't get it.
Wait,
Speaking
wait,
of things that smell like fish.
Fine.
I don't get like salmon. Like it's like it's
I don't
really,
fucking understand salmon.
No,
at
I
all.
love eating salmon.
Oh, I
you
don't
guys
love
know
it.
I'm pescatarian, but cooking salmon is actually really fucking hard. Like cooking the perfect
You
salmon.
can't do it. You
Wait,
can't
did we
do
talk
it.
about this already? Did I complain about this?
I believe so.
Okay, just
I do
kidding.
believe
Well,
so.
I agree.
Bring
Like,
up what you're
salmon,
gonna bring
it's-
up.
No, salmon itself is not that bad. It's just I think about myself eating, like when I think of salmon, I think of the salmon that I've cooked in the past, and it's just
And it's
so
like that.
disgusting.
I know, but it's annoying
Ugh.
because it's like it's hard to get it right. It's like an omelet. Anyways,
We
what
need
were
a
you gonna
Gordon
bring up?
Ramsay like 2-minute YouTube video. How like he has a way to make the perfect egg. We need
Yeah.
a YouTube video of just how to make the perfect.
Well, the
salmon,
thing is,
although I'll never fucking do it.
It depends what fillet you have and how fat it is and all that thing.
Yeah.
That's what it is. What were you going to
Okay,
say
what was I
before?
gonna say
I just
about
talked about salmon because Jared walked
Oh yeah,
in.
no. I mean, like just talking about periods, and like I want to know whether this is your guys' trajectory as well. The first day is like barely anything, and then the second day and the third day are the heaviest, and then it tapers off pretty quick, and then it's like trickle for like 4 and 5, and then I can debatably stop using a tampon day by day 5.
On birth control, mine was like that. Now it's all of it day 1 and then gets lighter and lighter and lighter. And mine only really lasts like 3 days, which is kind of nice. But the fourth day is the one like, do I need a tampon or not? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So that's like my 5th day, but like,
But I will say, for me, it's so funny. For me, having my period, and when I tell people I'm on my period, is actually when I'm not on my period. It is the week before because that is when I experience all the symptoms.
Oh, really?
So I'm literally, there's an entire week where I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm getting my period. That's like a line, that should be the title of a podcast. I'm getting my period. It is a line I say so often because I just need people to know that like my serotonin, estrogen levels are off. I'm bloated as fuck. And I'm just not feeling myself. And I want to eat everything. I want to eat chocolate and I want to eat food all the time. I just want to throw snacks in my mouth. And then the week I get my period, I kind of go back to normal, like mentally. It's so weird.
The 2 days before the period, I get like the really bad cramping, like the day before, really bad cramping, and I'll be like, Hunter, I got cramps, and he's like, oh, okay. And then he'll like 2 days later, he's like, is your period over yet? I'm like, the blood hasn't even come yet. Just like the cramping is there.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, darling, the blood hasn't even come yet.
This is a 2-week escapade. It's an expedition.
well, I mean, I wasn't sure if I was going to bring this up because it is pretty private, and maybe if like Jared,
The suspense.
come here.
I'm melting stuff with my candle. That's what I've been doing over here.
What do you mean?
wow.
Like with your nails?
I'm melting a eyebrow brush.
Oh, that's fine. Like you're burning
And
things.
yeah, I'm burning things.
Isn't that like a warning sign in
I'm a
small children when they
pyromaniac.
become murderers?
Is it too private to talk about baby sex?
Well, now we want to know what
no,
it is.
then I won't bring it up. Yeah, that's what I mean. Oh no, with you.
Here, Jared.
No,
take my
I just
microphone.
wanted-
Good, thank you.
I
No,
just want,
Jared,
no.
you're here.
I wanted to just joke about like how like
Lois.
I was gonna talk about Lois, but then also just like be like 3 straight days where you have to be like, nope, doesn't matter if Tom Brady lost. You gotta do it right now.
Yeah, last night was
Like, is that fine?
the mic.
Well, like, listen,
Oh my god, I can't. I was just like,
We're
I was gonna
married.
cut this out, but
it's Sunday. You have pizza. You have dessert. You're not like feeling.
you guys, can we talk about the
Energetic by
trajectory
any stretch
of this?
of the
So this like
imagination.
will obviously tell people that like I'm not pregnant now, which is so funny because I get comments on Instagram. You're glowing. I know you're pregnant, and like all this crazy shit. It's like, no, you guys, you're crazy. Thank you. It's like, I don't know. So anyway,
Tom Brady got smoked last night, like embarrassingly
Smoked!
so.
And
Where
no-
I was just like, "Fuck everything," and then all of a sudden, like 9:00 hits, and I'm just ready.
I
for
felt
bed, and
so
it's like,
bad for him.
uh-oh.
I was like, I knew
feel
he
bad
kept
for me. Don't-
forgetting. He kept forgetting. Like I knew every day. So you guys, I have like my Ava bracelet and like the little pee on ovulation sticks and all these things. And this was our first like real month of trying because we weren't able to be together during my first official ovulation period. So this is like our first time where we went like, 3 straight days because you have to do like the 2 high fertility days plus the ovulation day. And the first day, great, right? So great. Jared's like absolutely in the mood. He got the foreplay down. The second day, he's like, oh, that's right. And then the third day, he was like, oh, fuck.
Well, yesterday
Oh my
was
God.
not a good day.
You're training him
Like,
not
you know,
to want it.
sometimes you're not in the mood, and like
No,
yesterday was
Jared
just, like, one of those
needs to
days-
be in the mood. You don't understand. Jared's not. He doesn't pop boners like a 14-year-old.
Ashley, that is the most private information ever.
I know.
What'd she
that was very
Said you have to be in the mood. You don't pop
Anyway,
boners
and
at
then
the
like
drop of a
you know,
hat.
Lois keeps poking in and making her presence known. Like it was just like one of those nights where it's like let's just power through this. You
Wait,
know?
since we're on topic, does Lois just sit and watch?
Does
I'm
Lois
gonna show
in your butt,
I'm gonna show
Jared?
you a picture. No, Lois doesn't.
She probably goes crazy. I
No,
would imagine.
she's
No.
so
She's usually
curious.
fine. And
Really?
then last night she was extremely.
That means you made the
curious
baby
about what the hell
last
was
night.
going
You
on.
did. Lois knows you made it.
No, I feel like Lois.
Yeah, what if
I
Lois
don't think
knows you
that
made
last
it?
night
And
would
what
have
if
been the
because
night.
you guys shared it, that was the moment?
shared what?
Shared the story with the
Oh,
world.
it'll be very cute, but I don't think last night was the night.
I think also last night she thought we were probably playing because we were laughing. We were very self-aware of the
Yeah,
situation.
Oh my god!
Hello.
You have to share that on the Facebook group. That's
Yeah.
so funny.
Okay. Oh, fuck it.
Here, show her. Zoom it
Oh,
close.
that's very funny.
Thanks, babe,
Lois,
for sharing.
everyone listening.
That's awesome.
Lois is just
She
peeking
was
through
like,
the door,
and
and
it's
it's
just
all
like the
dark
fact
in the
that she
room.
has to like peek into, like she curves her head.
yeah,
into it.
Aww.
I know. She's,
I
but
love
I
that.
also find it to be like really sad and cute because I think that dogs like kind of think that like is somebody being
Someone's
hurt.
hurting you. Yeah.
And then midway through yesterday, she jumps on the bed. So
Yeah.
first she gets onto the bench, and she's like, and then we laugh. We're like, no fucking way. She got on the bench, and then all of a sudden she just like pops on top of us.
I
But
love it.
apparently Gergie licks buttholes.
Gergie's very interactive.
Ew, what do you mean he licks? He
he gets into it. He's like threesome,
Wait.
please.
He licks his own butthole?
No, he tries to lick the boy's butthole.
Ew.
Right, Lauren?
What?
I
Lauren.
don't want to talk about it.
What? Wait, this is like.
I can't believe we haven't talked about this on the podcast.
Wait, this is not okay, Lauren.
I'm sorry. I mean, I didn't train him.
When is he getting his balls removed? Did we talk about that on the podcast?
What is he
I
getting
do-
castrated?
Yeah, so Gergie, I don't know if I said this, but we found out that Gergie still has his balls, but they never descended. We found that out during an ultrasound like a month ago.
So they've been living inside of his body,
So they've
and
been
we had
living in-
Wait, no wonder he's such a hornball.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, so he's still
Whoa.
trying to get his little Gergies out, and
His little Gergies.
so we gotta take those out because apparently it can be cancerous if they stay in. But then hopefully he will not be as interactive during sex.
he knows what's going on in human form.
Yeah, well, he's a little hornball walking around.
That's crazy.
Damn.
He's like he's 9 pounds, and he like still like is cognitive of things. It's so weird.
It's wild.
You know,
I
it's
miss
like a
Gergie. I haven't
9-pound
seen him in
being.
so long.
He's taking a collegiate snooze with his gray turtleneck on.
Collegiate snooze. He's great turtleneck.
Isn't it funny? Dogs, like, he has no idea that he moved. Like, he has no
Oh, yeah.
idea that he lives, like, across the country now.
No idea.
Yeah, he
So,
doesn't
like-
know that when he gets in that little box
Tube.
that we just sit in a box for 5 hours and then suddenly we are in another part of the country. But
like
he
a-
thinks that you guys are right down the
You
street
guys-
still, probably.
That's so
Yeah.
weird to me that like Lois is like we're getting on this tube
Yeah.
and then we're
This
going
tube.
it's the doors are going to open
Yeah.
and like who
We
knows
get off the tube.
Yeah, we don't. He doesn't know that we've tried.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting? Like, let's say I come visit one day and I see Gergie. It's like, will he remember me? And will he
Yeah.
be like, but he probably just forgot about me altogether, right? And then if he saw me, he'd probably be like, oh, I used to know this person. Where
Yeah.
were they? Do you think they think like, where have they been? Like, do they think things like
No,
that?
I don't know.
I
That's
don't
the
I
greatest
don't
of
think so.
thoughts. They
Yeah, I don't
you know, animal people.
Well, they have
will tell
super
you they
short-term
don't.
memory. Remember, that's why they need the treats. We talked about that.
Yeah, but they also remember like when their like dads and moms go off to like
To the military
Afghanistan
and
that
come
they
back,
come
yeah.
back, they know them. So
Gergie remembers Maura every time. Like
There you go.
he's comfortable and remembers. Yeah, and it's usually like 6 months apart.
yeah.
wow.
So that
dogs
they're
and
amazing.
periods. We
I can't
really.
believe we still haven't all tried the Diva Cup. I just couldn't. I feel like you would do it.
I
now.
I'll do it. I'll try
I feel like
it.
Naz totally
I
would try
have
it.
one.
You do?
Wait, never think to
Lauren.
use it.
Well,
What do you
do
mean?
it?
Why do
so
you
next
have
time we
one?
talk, let's you can review it for us.
I have my period right now, so it's going to have to be in a month.
Okay, fine.
Wait, so you can't? Why can't you do it now?
Well, this is my 4th day. I don't even think I have anything coming out.
Yeah.
Okay, question: what in the world have you been doing, harboring a Diva Cup?
I think I got it in like a FabFitFun box or something, or I don't know, some kind of free box. I got one, and I was like, cool, I'll use that one day. And I
Right.
just obviously chose not to.
I want to do. Ashley, you had this idea. I want to do where we order random shit. And
I
then
know.
review
Well,
it.
you
Yes,
guys
We should
have to
do it
do
for
Am-
like Christmas.
That is
Yeah,
actually a
Amazon
fun
wish
Christmas.
list or something.
It'll be like,
and
oh,
we
you
try
know.
out
Sorry, go ahead,
our
Lauren.
products. No, I'm sorry. It was just like we tried our products for Christmas.
It'll
or
be like
something.
Oprah's favorite things. It'll
So,
be
like
our
Amazon's
favorite
weirdest
things.
things.
Yeah.
Okay, but you guys, can you suggest some weird things that you found on Amazon? Because I've come, whenever I do like weird Amazon things, I'm like, that's kind of weird, but like not weird enough for us to discuss.
Right.
So if you guys can come up with some really wild yet useful things,
that we should try out.
let us know in the message boards.
Yeah, we've got to order it ASAP. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us on this lovely podcast about Harry Styles feeding fish our periods and what dogs think about. We will see you guys next week on the I Don't Get It podcast. Bye.
Bye.
Boy.
Hey guys, if you're enjoying this podcast, try giving my podcast, Miraculous Mamas, a listen. Miraculous Mamas is a safe and inclusive place for you to find a huge amount of educational and relatable information about childbirth and parenting with absolutely everything in between. Each week we discuss important topics, share great resources, hear from experts, and listen to birth stories, all in an effort to bring you reassuring and informative experiences so that you know that you are not alone. That's all on Miraculous Mamas podcast. Look for the podcast link in the show notes or simply search for Miraculous Mamas on your podcast app.
I don't get it.
Podcast.